Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, we're lining up an ambitious, audacious move for Napoli's Victor Osimhen. Come on.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get in on the latest in Chelsea news that has been materializing over the last 12 to 24 hours. Victor Osimhen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first big news that's floating around. Look, I don't want to get too gassed about this player. Would I like him to be at Chelsea Football Club? 100%. He's the number one selection in striking position. He's most likely the number one striker in world football at the moment, arguably. I mean, this is the news that's floating around. It's coming from Jacob Steinberg from The Guardian, so you're going to have to take it somewhat seriously, but I don't want to get my hopes up on this one. Chelsea are lining up an ambitious move for Victor Osimhen. Other targets on the list include Lautaro Martinez and Ivan Toney. However, Toney could be hit with a lengthy ban. Now, we'll talk about Lautaro Martinez and Ivan Toney as well. But first of all, Victor Osimhen. Now, would I like this player? Of course. He's dynamic, robust. He can play behind, off the back, off the defenders. You can put the ball behind the defense. He'll run into it. I think he's got very, very good close control as well. He's lethal in the final third, in front of the goals. He'll put those chances away. You best believe aerially he's strong. He's got pace. He's got that combative nature. He's physical. He's powerful. He would be fantastic for Pochettino. Pochettino wanting to play with intensity and energy and pressing up front. He fits the bill. This is why when we talk about Romelu Lukaku, I get a bit weary because he ain't going to give you that pressing up the front, that energy up the front. You're going to have to change your style around a little bit. But with Victor Osimhen, it doesn't need to be like that. You can continue on playing that way. But he's once again someone you're going to have to give him good service, much like every striker out there. Victor Osimhen is not someone who's going to drop deep into midfield and link up. He's not a false nine. He's a genuine number 9 that needs good service. Now, that could be service in the likes of, getting crosses from the wings, getting some really, really good through balls from the middle. Or if the opposition high line is up, you need to find those really lovely balls over the top that Enzo Fernandez sometimes is capable of doing to allow him to run into space. So look, that's the other issue, isn't it? That's the other big issue with Victor Osimhen that we need to rectify in our team, ensuring that we have those kind of players that are willing to do the job to get the best out of Victor Osimhen. Far too many times, like you remember when we had Romelu Lukaku in our team, right? Far too many times, our players didn't understand the strengths and weaknesses of Romelu Lukaku to get the best out of him. He's the number 9. He's the one who's going to bang in the goals. So you're going to have to play accordingly, much like what Man City is doing with Erling Haaland. Man City had to change the way they played because they knew Erling Haaland's the one who's going to bang in the goals. It's got 50-something goals this season. So if they're good enough to change, and if they're not, their players are not egotistic to change the structure around for a particular player, then we shouldn't be like that either. We shouldn't. Some of our players, sometimes I feel like, why should we, center all our attention to the striker? But we don't score goals. We do not score goals. And this brother will bang in goals, but you need to help him out massively. Now, in regards to if this particular situation will happen or not, I don't think so, man. FFP, they're behind us at the moment. We have to balance our books. It's going to cost a lot of money. Dealing with Napoli is not going to be easy with De Laurentiis over there, the president of Napoli. 150 million euros is apparently the touted price. We don't have European football. I can't see how Victor Osimhen comes to Chelsea Football Club. I mean, look, I'm happy to be, proven wrong and happy, to see this guy come in. I'll be absolutely delighted, but I don't want to have the hopes up because for me, I think this is too much of a far-fetched situation. The money is insane. We don't have Europe. We're going to have to offer quite a large sum of wages as well. It'll be a blockbuster signing. I mean, I think from a personal point of view, Victor Osimhen, he is a Chelsea fan, I think, from childhood, and one of his idols is Didier Drogba as well. So there's something there. I mean, we could lure him to Chelsea, but at the moment we're just not attractive without European football and the wages. I don't think we can match. If someone like Man United goes for him, I think they'll be able to pay those level of wages. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm not keeping my hopes up. In regards to Lautaro Martinez and Ivan Toney, look, that would be a good shout. But once again, the ban situation, the betting situation that he was on, is going to get a ban. How long the ban's for? That's it will be detrimental to the negotiations. So I don't know if that's really going to happen. Lautaro Martinez is shaping up to be the guy. I think it might be Lautaro Martinez. We may even try and do something with Lukaku. Lukaku probably wants to stick around at Inter Milan. I don't think he really wants to come back to Chelsea and face the music from the fans here at Stamford Bridge. So watch this space in regards to Lautaro Martinez. Apparently he was already in the list, board's list of players to get in this upcoming summer. So this could be something, ladies and gentlemen, that makes more sense to me. Do I want Lautaro Martinez? Probably not. I'm a bit weary about his adaptation in the Premier League. I feel like Lautaro Martinez 2-3 seasons ago is not the same Lautaro Martinez now. Are we potentially getting a player that is past his best? But I don't know. This is just me talking from a particular perspective on Inter Milan that I've not watched so much of this season. So I'd love to speak to Inter fans. As I said, I'm going to reach out to Uncle Sharma, who's a massive Inter fan, to speak about Lautaro Martinez, get a little bit more insight. But there is some doubt in regards to Lautaro Martinez, the physicality of the Premier League, but Argentinian connection with Pochettino, who could potentially get the best out of Lautaro Martinez. But watch this space. Striker is in the lookout for Chelsea Football Club. Midfield target, watch. Arsenal are set to hold talks over 90 million move for Declan Rice and are willing to offer earnings that exceed £300,000 a week. Look, more and more it seems like he's going to go to Arsenal, European football. Arsenal seems to, they've done well this season, although they bottled the, Premier League title race. From a development and a progressive point of view for their club, from where they were in previous season, it's been a good rise. And someone like Declan Rice will only make Arsenal better. Those level of wages, I'm not sure whether Arsenal are going to be willing to give that. I think Saka's on that kind of wages as well. But if those are the wages that are actually going to be, presented to Declan Rice, I don't think we're going to be in for it. There's no way Chelsea Football Club is going to be matching 90 million move for Declan Rice and 300,000. We just won't be doing that. As I said, this season, lots of players taking pay cuts because of no Europe. You think we're going to go out there and, give someone 300,000 pay package? No way. 90 million is also probably a bit too much for Declan Rice. Somewhere around 80 million probably would do the trick, but Declan Rice wants European football. That's another thing that we don't have. I'm led to believe Chelsea's recruitment plans have not changed despite the fact they won't be playing in European football. They're consistent with the players they are targeting. Look, this is fine, absolutely fine, and I like it that we are consistent. But if you're telling me the consistency is Declan Rice and Victor Osimhen, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that one bit. I think it's more to do with Romeo Lavia, maybe Caicedo, Moses Caicedo, those sort of caliber of players that we might link ourselves. And Alexis McAllister is another one. I mean, those players here, they're seeking for European football as well. Maybe not Romeo Lavia, but maybe Moses Caicedo and McAllister might be seeking for European football. But they could settle for Chelsea for the time being, knowing, okay, this project could take off under Pochettino. So McAllister being Argentinian, Pochettino Argentina, so there's that connection. Enzo Fernandez as well, World Cup, partner. There's something there to lure McAllister. And we can definitely provide some level of pay package that is going to be quite interesting for both Moses Caicedo and Alexis McAllister, which is going to be a lot more than what they're on at the moment in Brighton. So those are the, transfer targets that that's more realistic for me. So if that's what they're intending over here in this particular tweet, that we're not going to deter away from our targets, then I understand. But if we're talking about Victor Osimhen and Declan Rice, I'm not having my hopes up for that, man. There will be collaboration in the coming weeks between Mauricio Pochettino, Frank Lampard, and Chelsea sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. They'll be building the squad, talking about recruitment, style of play, and plenty more. This is from David Owenstein. Perfect. I mean, get everyone on board, talk about it, because we need to get next season right from the get-go. As soon as this season finishes, for me, that's when next season starts. I'm not going to wait for the official day of preseason to start and the players coming in. No, as soon as this season is over, it is done ski for me. It is a write-off, and I'm looking forward to next season. I hope we better get serious from top to bottom. Owners moving the way they should be moving, board moving the way they should be moving, and collaborate. If there's some valuable information you can get out of Frank, then get it. But me personally, I wouldn't be talking too much to Frank. He's done a Mazzolini, to be honest. He's done an absolute madness since he came back. I would just let Frank leave nonchalantly into the abyss, seriously, and let him just continue with his career, whatever it may be, and let Pochettino come in, assess the situation, talk to some of these directors, and really get a plan up and running. By the time the preseason is, about to start, hopefully we know exactly who's going to be part of it, who's not going to be part of it, and hopefully there's quite a few players that are already gone as well. So, lots of work cut out, honestly. Manchester City are maintaining a watching brief on Mateo Kovacic. The 29-year-old is admired by Pep Guardiola and would be keen to join Premier League champions elect. Look, I think Gundogan is probably going to leave. Is Kovacic a Gundogan-esque type of a player? I don't like that. Honestly, Gundogan is a far superior player than Kovacic. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I think we need to be serious when we talk about some of these players. I like Kovacic. I think he's a very, very good player. Excellent on the ball, can drive through midfield, but he doesn't have goals. He don't have goals. And sometimes his final third passing, execution is not there. And sometimes it is there and we just can't finish. But that's not his fault. But he's injury prone as well. Gundogan, he can score goals. He can play in the double pivot. He can play as an 8. He can play as a 10. There's so many things Gundogan can do. He can assist. Far superior player. So Kovacic going there, I don't really know whether he fits in, because you're going to have to get that level of service that Gundogan is giving, unless they compensate with that by getting another different player. I don't really understand how much this player makes sense for Man City. Recently, there was some rumors about Man United. I think that makes more sense. I think Man United needs a player for build-up who's press resistant and is able to, find those passes to the forward players. And I think Kovacic will be able to do that. It's a different setup as opposed to Man City. They need their players, almost all of their players, to be all-rounders, to be honest. So, look, personally, I don't want Kovacic to go to any of our rivals, but if a decent offer comes in, we'll have to entertain it. I've always felt, I think, since Thomas Tuchel got sacked, I've always felt this guy never felt at home anymore. I don't think he wants to stick around at Chelsea Football Club. That's just my personal opinion, and the injuries are now piling on. So, look, I know I don't want to get rid of a whole heap of our experienced players, but this particular player, I think it's time we upgrade, revamp, whatever you want to call it. We need to do that with Mateo Kovacic. So I won't be, upset if he moves on and if there is a decent offer from elsewhere. Preferably not in the Premier League. Outside of Premier League would be good, but you're going to only get decent offers from Premier League teams these days. Chelsea have held talks with Ben Roberts about a long-term role in their goalkeeping department. Chelsea are understood to be keen to keep the highly regarded 47-year-old Roberts on board at the club beyond this season. The value Roberts' expertise and have discussed retaining him as a part of the club staff. I think Mauricio Pochettino has his goalkeeping coach coming as well. Incoming manager Mauricio Pochettino will bring his own coaching staff to Stamford Bridge with him, including his trusted goalkeeper coach Toney Jimenez. Look, I don't want too many cooks in the kitchen. Great, we want to keep Roberts around. Ben Roberts around to be part of the backroom stuff. But look, if Mauricio Pochettino has someone coming, then let's give that person the opportunity. Unless you can find space for 2 goalkeeping coaches. Just look, once again, everyone needs to have a clear idea of what their role is in the football club. I don't want any more confusions with many different personalities and personnel. So the less the better, the clearer the better. Mason Mount has returned to training following his operation. Look, a lot of people are commenting that he looks a lot leaner. He looks a bit lightweight. He hasn't played for a little while, so I don't blame him looking a bit lightweight. Maybe it's time to hit the gym and put on those muscles back again. Look, I wouldn't risk him to come back straight into the team. He's been injured. He hasn't played for a while. Let him just work on his fitness a little bit, and then if we want to give him some minutes off the bench, no problems. But I definitely wouldn't entertain any more for the remainder of the season to start him. Don't want to get him to pick up a serious injury. Look, there is still a possibility that he signs a contract extension with Chelsea, but I think he's going to be going. And if he is going, I don't want him to be injured. I want him to be fit so that we can actually get a good, transfer fee for him and a transfer situation for him. Because if he's injured, then that's it. That's the end of that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know everything that we've spoken about, especially about Victor Osimhen. How you feel about that? Me personally, I just don't think that's a realistic shout. But yeah. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on the striker situation. Let me know your thoughts on Pochettino's collaboration with Frank Lampard and the board and the plannings. What would you like to see in the before the preseason starts? Comment in the comment section below. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.